everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode where we at Swedish Metaverse Center explore the Metaverse. Today, we are taking a look at a highly anticipated Metaverse world. It is, of course, the Sandbox. Throughout this week, we will show you what the Sandbox is all about, with a review coming Tuesday and yet another live session this Thursday. We'll of course be moving on with a new Metaverse world the week after that, and then the week after that, and the week after that. So, if you want to stay updated, please do follow our LinkedIn page, and if you're interested in Thursday's live session, do sign up for our mailing list. There's a link right above, or you can find it at our website. But without any further ado, let's explore the Sandbox. So, right off the bat, this video is going to be a little bit different from what you're used to. Instead of walking you through the world and talk about it simultaneously, I will have to do a voiceover thing for this video. And that is because the Sandbox is quite limited as of right now. Much like Decentraland, the Sandbox is one big map, full of different lands that are all sort of interconnected. However, the Sandbox has made the decision that not every piece of land will be accessible and free to explore while it's in development. Thankfully, we are still able to explore thanks to events. These events are tied to a specific piece of land. For example, there is a land right now that is celebrating Ramadan. These events are only available for a certain set of time, but there are new events coming each month. So all the footage you will see in this video are from those events. Next month, there may be some other events and you'll see something completely different. Anyway, with that in mind, let's actually move on to the Sandbox and what it is all about. So like I said at the very beginning of the video, the Sandbox is probably one of the most anticipated Metaverse worlds out there. And this is probably because of just the sheer amount of big partnerships that they have. On their website, you can actually find a full list, but some of the big brands in here are Atari, Gucci, the Smurfs. We have Ubisoft, Paris Hilton, Adidas. Those are just a few examples, but there are a lot of big companies and profiles that have purchased land in the Sandbox. There is a lot of money being invested into this Metaverse world, and therefore a lot of people think we can expect great things. But what is the world actually like to traverse? Well, the first thing you're probably gonna notice is that they have also chosen a very blocky and sort of square aesthetic. It very much looks like a video game, and it actually feels a lot like a video game as well. The movements and controls are very like basic video game style of moving. You can jump, you can punch, you can deflect, you can interact with people and objects around you. It reminds me a lot of your basic MMORPG. On top of that, every piece of land, every experience that we have explored has had some kind of quest line added to it. So it doesn't actually feel like you're exploring different worlds and different experiences. It's more like each experience is its own video game. In other words, each piece of land has been very similar to one another, and you can really expect the same thing. You enter the land, you get a brief explanation of what the land is about, and then you get a quest line where they tell you to do something, some kind of mission or some kind of task that they want you to complete just as their user experience. However, the problem is when every land does this, it is extremely repetitive. I'm not sure why they've all stuck to the same gimmick, but you should really try to do something unique in order to stick out from the crowd. So all while the Sandbox is quite impressive once you're in there, once you've visited one piece of land, you've pretty much seen it all. Again, keep in mind, the world is not fully accessible, so what we're seeing is only a small part of the whole picture. But still, I would have expected something a little bit different. That one thing aside though, actually moving around in the Sandbox feels really good. Even though it has this really blocky, weird aesthetic to it, the graphics are actually really good, and the game runs really well. Each and every land that I have explored has been extremely colorful and vibrant and beautiful. They have also put a lot of emphasis on using NPCs to make the worlds feel more alive and full. This, of course, can both be a good thing and a bad thing, because all while you are making the world feel more alive, you are also adding more NPCs, making the world feel yet again more like a video game. And for those who don't know, NPC stands for non-playable character. These are characters that you will see in the world that are not people. Moving on, let's talk a little bit about the Sandbox's structure. It is a decentralized metaverse world, and they do use blockchain technology. On their website, you can find the marketplace. Here, you can purchase NFTs that typically come in the form of avatar skins, different types of assets, and of course, pieces of land, or parcels if you prefer that term. You can definitely tell that they have put a lot of effort into their marketplace. I believe that they see a lot of potential in this digital economy, and you can tell that this is definitely something they want to grow. So we can assume that NFTs are gonna be an even bigger thing in the Sandbox in the future. So, to quickly summarize, the Sandbox is an absolutely beautiful metaverse world, but even though it is highly anticipated, I personally do not see that potential quite yet. While the marketplace is huge and there's probably a lot there for people who trade NFTs, for someone like me who just wants to explore, there's really nothing here. Of course, do keep in mind that it is still very limited. It is not free and open to explore as of right now. You are limited to events. I should also mention that the Sandbox requires a pretty hefty download compared to other metaverse worlds. Just a little bit of a peeve, if you ask me. But I think the main takeaway is it's too early to tell. I think we're gonna have to wait just a little bit longer to actually see what the Sandbox is going to be like in the future. If you want a more in-depth explanation, evaluation, do check out our review that will be published tomorrow, because that is gonna have to be it for this video. Again, I would like to remind you to give us a follow at our Swedish Metaverse Center LinkedIn page, and if you're interested in Thursday's live session, do sign up on the mailing list right above or on our website. If you have any questions, please do leave them down below and we'll make sure to answer as quickly as possible. And that's gonna be it. So I hope to see you guys next week. Bye bye.